Oh, let's see. We are, yes.
Okay, we will call the meeting to order. The City of Twin Oaks Board of Aldermen meeting for August the 26th, 2026. Please stand for pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll, please.
Alderman Eisenhower. Here. Alderman Stokel.
Here.
Alderman Crawford.
Party.
Mayor Fortune.
Okay, we have an agenda that's been posted for tonight's meeting. If there are no changes, I'll take a motion to approve.
Motion to
Approve the agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, agenda is approved. Okay, we're going to open a public hearing, and it's in reference to zoning code changes that we made concerning site development plan. Give a little synopsis.
Oh, sure, absolutely. P&Z looked at this, and after vetting it, they decided that a few changes needed to be made from the current ordinance having to do with site plans in the residential area. Mainly the issue is to clear up what their review is and make sure it's clear that it's after a site plan has been reviewed by staff and engineering and what have you. If it meets all the requirements of the zoning code, then it will go to P&Z to look at the what are they called again?
The urban design.
The urban
guidelines.
design guidelines, yeah, so that's really the focus of the review. And it kind of cleared up some of the timing on how long before a meeting could happen after publication. And now publication is really going to be on the site of the requested site plan. So that's pretty much it.
Any questions? Is there anybody on the line?
There is not.
Okay. All right, with that, we need a motion to close the public hearing. Motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Public hearing is closed. Citizen comments, none. Consent agenda, Board of Aldermen regular meeting minutes from August the 5th. Bills list August the 1st to August 21st.
Move we accept the consent agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Consent agenda is approved. Report committees, financial report, Dave Watson.
Good evening. So you have the financial statements as of for the 7 months ending July 31st, 2026. Shows pretty much the stable environment that we've always had here for the city's finances. The balance sheet on page 1, about $2.5 million in cash. That's pretty consistent with where we've been this year. The fund balance is totaling at the end of July of $2,865,000. Of course, we are going to be spending down some of that here in the next several months. On page 2 is the comparison of revenues, expenditures, and the change in fund balance. Sales tax coming in about 6.2% higher than last year at this point. And that, of course, was a big driver of the total $1,239,530 of revenues for the first 7 months, and expenditures totaling $779,000. On the expenditure side, spent about 10% more than a year ago. Much of that in the capital improvement area. The administrative area is also up about $40,000, and that's because of the insurance costs being about $20,000 higher than a year ago. Personnel costs about 7. That legal fees for the liability litigation or issue, that was not that obviously didn't occur last year, very little of it, so that was about 8.6 million. So that's a big part of the administrative increase. You can see that we're actually down about 10% in resident service expenditures, and most of that is because of the snow removal cost about $7,000 or $17,000 less than a year ago. The graph on page 3 and the table for the sales tax, you can see we are seeing a nice steady increase over the last 7 years in the graph, pretty much keeping up with inflation and the growth in businesses. And then the last page, page 4, I have adjusted the budget numbers for what is on the agenda tonight. So that meant reducing some of the big revenue for grants that was in there, and in reducing, or not reduction, in some of the expenditures. So all together, if revenues come in as forecast and expenditures go out as planned, we will end the year with $2,447,000. And if the graphs or the pie charts at the bottom kind of reflect these new budget numbers and show, obviously, on the revenue side, a lot more sales tax is a bigger percentage now that we've moved out that $300,000 worth of grants that will occur next year instead of this year. And all the other categories have been adjusted. Any questions?
Nope.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you.
Park committee do a report, or is it just Jake that's gonna talk to us?
He has his own report later.
A big report later. The park committee was pretty much a brainstorming session for events for the upcoming year. Hopes, dreams that we would like to be able to do. There was something planned for every month, but with the switch of our construction at the entrance, there won't be anything in the park. We will not be able to do the Easter egg hunt because that's going to be in March. If we have construction start when weather breaks, it's not going to be much earlier than that. We will still have Arbor Day because it's going to be with the church, so they can walk down. And then we're going to see from there what we're going to do. We'd like to get some more concerts in. They would like to do a water play day this year in August instead of a concert and instead of family fun day. And then do a fall festival in October with lots of old-fashioned kind of games, events.
Kettle corn.
Well,
Throw it out
yeah.
there. Sure.
Yes, kettle,
I'm just gonna throw it out
listen,
there.
funnel cakes, kettle corn, all that was talked
Good
about.
stuff.
Maybe
That'll
a
get me
petting,
down
a petting zoo, that kind of stuff. And that's really, we also talked about the Veterans Memorial. Again, we're gonna meet in the park for our next meeting in September, so that we can walk the park and look at potential areas to get a better idea of where this can be placed, what size that we're looking at, what options that will be there. So that's going to be, we'll have a little bit more information after that meeting in September. And that's about it.
Did that city in Florida ever call you back?
I got a brief call and I haven't heard back from them. There was another gentleman that was going to give me more information. The only thing that he talked about was that it was an individual artist that had done that particular memorial,
Okay.
and that the artist's son is now coming in yearly to take care of that.
Okay.
Make sure that everything is sealed. If there's any chips, if there's any repainting that needs to be done, he does that.
Yeah, we saw one that was pretty attractive. I called the city to find out who did it, and they sent me around to I don't know how many different
And
departments.
it's still going around.
Yeah. Okay.
It's still going around. That's it,
That's it.
unless anybody has any questions.
Okay, new business bill number 26-07.
Bill number 26-07, an ordinance approving text amendments to the zoning code of the city of Twin Oaks pertaining to site development plan procedures in the single-family dwelling district.
This is the public hearing that we just had. Any discussion, any further discussion on that? If not, read it again.
Bill number 26-07, an ordinance approving text amendments to the zoning code of the city of Twin Oaks pertaining to site development plan procedures in the single-family dwelling district.
Move we approve 26-07.
Second.
Call roll, please.
Alderman Eisenhower?
Yes.
Alderman Stokel?
Yes.
Alderman Crawford?
Yes.
Mayor Fortune? We don't vote.
I don't know.
Living on cold meds.
Okay, we will approve Bill 2607 become ordinance 2607 by a unanimous vote of all present and one absent. Bill 2608, please.
Bill number 2608, an ordinance of the city of Twin Oaks amending the 2026 budget.
Those items are what Dave just described to us in the financial report.
Yeah, we've incorporated, I don't know, people, if you want to talk about it, but this reflects the changes in the capital projects by taking out 3 items, the town hall signage, the Merrimack Station pedestrian improvement, and the Northwood Stream repair, and then reducing the park access pedestrian improvement item, and adding the park security camera upgrades, and adding the basketball court refurbishing, and the asphalt overlay of Park Pass, and the tennis court resurface / honeysuckle removal projects. So those are all been added to the budget.
Not to say
amended.
that those projects are not gonna happen, they're just not gonna happen this year, the ones that we removed.
Right.
So they will still happen eventually, but because we decided to add on the big park renovation
Since we're already in
after,
there.
yeah, after we did the budget, so we just kind of had to move some things around.
And then we increased 3 items non-related to the capital project or the CIP. The insurance, we increased the budget by $15,000. The legal services for that contractor dispute by $8,600, and the storm damage repairs that we got insurance money in a previous year, but we spent the money this year, $27,100. That wasn't in the budget, so we amended it for that. And then we reduced in section 6 of the ordinance, reduced the expected revenues from the park municipal grant, which will end up being next year.
Okay, thank you. Read a second time.
Bill number 26-08, an ordinance of the city of Twin Oaks amending the 2026 budget.
Motion to approve 2608. Is that what you just said?
Yep.
Sorry.
That is what I said.
Second.
It wasn't up there.
Roll.
Sorry.
No, that's all right.
Alderman Eisenhower,
Yes.
Alderman Stokel,
Yes.
Alderman Crawford.
Yes.
Okay, we will approve 2608 becomes ordinance 2608 by a unanimous vote of all present and one absent. Discussion items. Attorney's report.
None for tonight.
Okay, Jake?
How we all doing tonight?
It is.
Good. Public Works, maintenance updates. I met with a guy from MoDOT over here at 141 and First Street, where there's some overgrowth there. I met with them and regarding the clearing of that lot located near 141 and First Street as a temporary measure. Isaiah and I just went over there and we cut down everything that's off growing over the street. It's still kind of growing over the one guy's house, and so hopefully they can, they're doing a bunch of different other projects and it's not really at the top of their list to do. But they're basically have us on the list, don't know when they'll get around to us, basically.
Is it on their 5-year plan?
Maybe. So that's kind of what's going on with that. Between the pond and the church area, we've been cleaning out underneath up on the hill. We got rid of a whole bunch of honeysuckle and stuff underneath there, elevated some trees. There's a dead bigger tree that I need to take out, but basically in that area, it's usually mulched underneath there. But I was talking with April about it, possibly using like a pine mulch underneath. It comes in like a bale or like a big roll, and using that underneath the areas that like the pine needles actually drop. Because when the pine needles drop into the mulch, it kind of just changes the look and doesn't look that great anyway. So anywhere there's like anything that drops the needles like that, we're thinking about using pine needles instead of the mulch. So just kind of sporadically and still use mulch throughout. The pine mulch is a little bit more expensive. I came up with a little budget just for that little area. Anywhere from $1,000 to about $1,250 is about what it would be. I'm thinking ballpark. It might be 20 bales or something, depending on how far it goes.
We just wanted to make you aware, since that's a departure from our standard that we've been doing for years, regular mulch,
Yeah.
so that, and why we wanted to do the change.
And that's a huge area of mulch only, and that would be expensive, but the pine mulch is just a little bit more. Up to the tennis court area, before we started anything on the tennis court area, we trimmed and cut back all the vegetation around, made it look a lot better. About 5-foot paths around the whole thing now, which is a lot better than it was. There's still a tree we need to cut down up there, but we had the whole plan of painting the galvanized fence black, which that turned out great. Then we were planning on rolling the chain link fence, and it hasn't worked out as well as we thought. So I've been actually getting bids to replace that anyways now. I've got a couple bids and I'm working on at least another one. I want to get 3 and just see what the cost. We'll take it all down and then spray paint all the existing posts and bars and everything, and then just have a fence contractor hopefully just
This would be
replace it.
just the mesh.
It'll
so
be
that you're
just the
aware.
mesh.
poles are
Everything
still in
else,
good
yeah.
shape, 'cause
They
of-
can reuse everything.
Yeah.
Minus the little
Yeah.
mesh and all that.
Yeah, those were in pretty bad shape
Yeah.
several years ago.
One of the bids was about, what was it, 12 or 14,000 to do, just
Just the mesh.
just the mesh, just
Just
to give
like
it-
2 sections.
it comes in 10 foot by, some guys said it was 25-foot rolls and some said it was a 50-foot roll. So I'll find out more about that.
Yeah.
It's
We'll have
still
some
in-
budget numbers at a
Yeah.
future meeting.
The tennis court clearing project, that's gonna be where we're planning on like brush hogging in front of the tennis court and up that hill. I got a bid from Crowder and I think it was just under $5,000 to do all that, and they're gonna come in with a forestry mulcher and mulch that whole hillside, leaving like the bigger trees.
Yeah.
Just cleaning it up so you can actually see from the path the tennis court from down below.
And that money was in the capital budget, that was what we included in the tennis court
Yeah.
refurbishment.
And they're planning to begin the work hopefully next week, and it will take 2 days to do that. And basically mulch everything up and leave the existing stuff down there. Then we're planning on coming back and spraying anything if it does start shooting up this year or early next year, possibly have the goats back again to clean up if they need to do anything. The code enforcement for 1318 Bully Lane, that was taken care of. Harvey did complete the work August 14th as a part of our city's code enforcement efforts. Projects we got going on, phase 2 lighting project, Boston Berta, the wiring has been completed using black conduit with a cleaner transition between sections. The conduit connections are a lot substantially improved and better protected against any water intrusion in the elements right now as they stand. So it's in a much better shape than it was. I'm sure April will probably talk about that project a little bit more when she goes. And then the park paving project, we removed a bunch of the stones that were kind of collecting water. Isaiah and I moved all those out. We'll have to figure out if we need to put those back in there to direct water. They're the paver stones.
That were like along the side.
They were all
Edging,
along,
yeah.
they're all along the edging. So we'll have to figure out if we need those or what the plan is for that. Some of them
Oh, I know what you're talking
some of them we probably won't be able to use
Gonna
because
do the
they were
sunback
set in
and
concrete.
about. I put those down.
Yeah.
So we will have to look at that to make sure we can direct water wherever we need to go. And then, let's see, what else do we do? Before they paved and everything, we trimmed and cleaned up the entire edge along the path so that they could see the edge. And we had all the sprinkler heads and everything marked for them. But whenever they did pave, and it does go out a little wider, that paver they had. So they just tested it today. Whenever they paved, they definitely covered over maybe 10 different sprinkler heads. Some of them busted through. I was able to pop some of them out. There's still probably 5 underneath. So I guess they pour it and it comes out 2 to 3 inches. And then when they smush it, it might smush it out another inch or so when they roll it over. So we might have to get with, we're meeting with Jonathan tomorrow. He's the
I talked
project
to the
manager.
contractor this afternoon. They're gonna come back and
Yeah.
clean cut the edge and
And we're gonna get that all
release
fixed
our
and taken
sprinkler
care
heads,
of.
and we'll be fine.
Might have to get the irrigation company out, maybe to pull some of them out
Yeah, if necessary.
if we need
They
to
will pay
also.
to have
So,
them moved as well.
but they'll take care of us. We're really happy with
Jake,
them.
going back to the pavers.
Yeah.
Because of the slope coming off of the Comfort Station area, there's a lot of water that comes down there. And we put those pavers in on the right side so that it would channel the waters to that new drain that we put in.
Right.
We just need to make sure you check the stormwater
Yeah,
issue with it.
Yeah,
But
we're
when
gonna go
it's
down
raining,
there
we're
after a
definitely-
rain or during the
Yeah.
rain, or we
Yeah,
might
during
flood
the
it
rain.
ourselves and
Yeah,
see
that
how.
was the
how it
reason. they were
goes.
putting
Was it
in.
from the stuff coming up toward around the backside of the conversation, that stuff? Or is it, I don't know where it would come from.
Yeah. I just remember we had a problem.
Oh,
I feel like
the
we
last
did.
thing I did want to bring up, because you guys might be interested in this, I got a call yesterday from Cardinal Pump.
It's good
been
news.
going
It's
on.
good
It's been
news.
going on since April. But Barmisa, the pump company, is actually covering everything.
Good.
Wow.
now,
Warranty or-
Believe it or not, their warranty of the pump and the panel. So we're just waiting on it to get here. It should have been shipped out this week at some point, and they are going to replace everything Cardinal will, and then we'll just pay them for whatever
We owe
the
a
labor
huge
is.
thank you to Cardinal, because they
Yeah.
really went to bat for us big time. So it was really great
They
that
really
we got
did.
connected with them. Did we get them from Chesterfield? City of Chesterfield?
Yeah,
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they recommended them to us, and that is
Yeah.
huge.
Jeff
because
with
they have
Cardinal is
really gone to bat for us with this company to make sure that we got this warranty work done, so.
Is that the German?
No.
No, that's a different one. I
Yeah.
think that was
That-
who Vandeventure used to use, but this is a different company. So.
Anyone
They've been
have
great so far, so.
Any other questions from anyone? Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. April's administrative report.
Okay, so I'm sure you guys have all seen the flagging on Big Bend, Foley. We do have AT&T right-of-way work coming up soon. They're supposed to give me some kind of schedule, but you know, utilities they're not great about telling me ahead of time. But they are supposed to door knock on all the neighbors' doors and leave hangers. They are boring new fiber line all the way down Foley on the one side, so all the way down to the pet cemetery. So that will be happening. They're across the street. I'm sure you've seen them in Manchester right now. So in the coming weeks, I'm not sure exactly when, but I would think sooner rather than later based on what I see across the street. We will probably be into late September before the park is reopened. So we have to wait 30 days for the paving on the tennis court to cure, 4 weeks before they can put the surface down, the playing surface. So we're going to go ahead and keep the park closed during that time because we've got both Voss coming in to install Wi-Fi. We've got Crowder coming to clear the honeysuckle. We've got a number of things happening. The concrete contractor will be in either Friday this week or Monday next week to start setting the ballards on the tennis court. I mean, not tennis court, basketball court and the gate. So we still have a lot of stuff happening. So just if anybody asks, it will probably be late September before the park is open to the public again.
It's mostly the dog walkers.
Everybody asks.
I know they ask, I know, and I tell them we appreciate their patience. It is worth it. It will be worth it.
And for us to have a little detail from time to time would be good, so that we can pass that information.
I have been
on.
posting
Because
updates
we
on
say,
Facebook if anybody wants to see like pictures and that kind of stuff. So
I'd rather talk about it. We're standing in front of them and we have no answers. We kind of look like we don't have a clue, you know?
do you want me to email updates?
That'd be great.
Okay, I can certainly do that. So, I'll make a note of that to email you guys updates. But if they do ask, there are, I always keep the website updated, Facebook is updated. If they want to see pictures, I put those things on Facebook. I had a video of the paver working in the park.
Just tell them to read it out.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so, end of September, so tell people that. I'm finalizing the leaf pickup dates now, so anybody has, it will stay on the same schedule unless anybody has a big ask to change it, starting in October and then have basically every week in November except for Thanksgiving week and then into December. So we'll stay on that same schedule unless people have other requests. You can let me know. It'll be a week or so before I get with Hendel and figure that out. And then hopefully you guys all saw the scope of work that Voss sent me today. I put it in Dropbox for you to review if you have any questions about that. This is the third iteration of the Wi-Fi coverage plan. They are trying very a lot, I would say, to try to make the promises that they made us in the initial proposal. So it's not quite the coverage that we expected, but the park will be covered. So at this point, I think this is kind of the best we can ask for, hope for. So if anybody has any questions about that, I'm happy to answer if you had time to review it. But it's going to be the least obtrusive situation that we can come up with that will give us the coverage that we want for both operating the lights, operating the ballards, and then future security camera expansion when we get to that point. And then I have got some meetings this week. We're finalizing the plans for the park access pedestrian, which will now be in the spring. I'm meeting with Missouri American Water and BFA and AT&T and BFA to go over utilities up there. We are changing the gate design slightly to, I know we mentioned like a remotely operating Wi-Fi operated gate situation. That comes with a lot more fencing and a bigger deal than we expected. So we scaled that back both for cost and for aesthetics of the entrance to the park. So it's just going to still be, it'll be an electric gate, but you'll need either a key or a keypad code or something like that to operate it. So, and then, the last thing I have is about the asphalt project. Jake kind of got you up to speed there. Had a few irrigation issues. The contractor's going to take care of that. I do anticipate that they'll get the concrete ballards in a couple of days next week, and then they need to cure for a little while, and then they'll come back and do the paving of the disabled parking area. And we are making some changes to that. There will be an expansion there. All the spots are going to shift over a little bit to make it more easier for people to get in, get out, still give clearance for doors to open with the Ballards and things like that. So that is where we are on project. And then the last thing, the real estate agent wanted me to let you guys know that they reduced the price of the lot behind Schnucks. So if you know anyone in the,
What is it now?
787,000.
That's,
So it has been reduced. If you know anybody in the commercial real estate that wants to
Did
be.
you post that on Facebook or did somebody, or did I get it somewhere else?
It's on our website,
Yeah.
so I added it there as like a commercial development opportunity, but yeah, so it's still out there, and yeah, they're hoping to generate some new interest with this new price.
that'd be interesting.
Yeah, we'll see.
What was it at behind?
They bought it at $650.
Yeah, I think it was, I don't remember what the last, I
I
should
don't
have
know.
brought the
That's all
other
the people
one.
there sell.
I wanna say it was like 900 something now, like almost $1 million.
Yeah,
before.
yeah, I would have said just shy of $1 million.
Yeah, I
as
think
well.
it was just
So,
shy of $1 million, so.
I don't think I needed it.
Yeah.
I know. I was like, maybe for 7 I want it. No.
Put it in. Okay,
That's all I have unless people have questions for me.
well, I was very interested when they ran the fiber along Big Bend, I kind of
Were you watching?
watched them, and they did a really good job.
Oh, that's good.
They had all their piles of dirt down the street, and I thought, oh boy, and they were out there pulling, and at the end of the day, couldn't even tell. They had it all done, the area's patched up, I guess they cut the sod out and put the sod back down, but it looked great. Hope they do as good of a job on ours.
We can always go.
Okay, Alderman comments, Tim?
In my travels, I've gotten several questions about whether we know anything about the spray paint markings on the street, both the water company and the electric company. Do we?
That's for AT&T.
Is that an upgrade to the electric panels, the generators?
You mean on Boley?
Distributors, no, on.
There's some on Autumn Leaf.
Autumn Leaf and, yeah,
Also.
All the way around, there's.
Yeah,
That I'm not aware
yeah,
of.
I don't know what that is.
They have not reached out for any kind of.
Do they have to tell us
They
before
don't.
they do things?
They really don't.
They don't.
So it could be
Next to the
AT&T,
state.
it could be AT&T coming all the way back there too. Which would make sense.
And
They're gonna
sometimes
run
when they
cable
do-
mark everything.
Yeah, sometimes
12
when they
houses,
do
They
locate,
run it down for.
Yeah.
Mark everything
They're
that
running
they
fiber.
could possibly
We
get,
already have
basically.
fiber now.
So it's all just,
but actually the
label.
fiber stops
Yeah.
at the internet contact. It doesn't
Yeah, we
go-
don't have
They don't
AT&T
have it.
fiber down
They
there.
don't have it. We have it on Autumn Leaf.
Yeah. So they have not reached out to me for a right-of-way permit down there to do any kind of fiber. Now, this company that works for AT&T, they're pretty good, and they always do ask for a right-of-way permit, so I did have one for Boley, but I have not been informed of anything happening.
But you would think with
further
100
down.
customers down there and only 15 up above.
I don't know. And actually, I'm told, I think that your line for AT&T comes out the back off of Crescent anyway. It doesn't come down.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it was.
So they would have to.
You would almost have to.
Yeah.
Where are you putting, yeah.
But the spray paint markings are pretty detailed, but
Yeah,
Oh, they
Lot of
are
people ask
extremely,
it.
yeah.
A lot of people
Yeah.
ask them
Yeah.
about it,
Yeah.
and we don't know.
Yeah, sometimes they
And
mark
sometimes
things
you
and
don't.
it could be, they just mark everything, like Jake was saying, and it might be one tiny project that somebody's doing in their yard, but they just come and mark it all.
Yeah.
So,
Or it could be that this is the first one that they've gotten the right of way for and then they're moving on.
yeah,
Yeah.
true.
We may hear about another one later, but yeah, like they marked everything and I'm like, I know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they're all the way up on people's, I'm like, you're not going that far.
Yeah.
if we hear anything,
We'll let you know.
So, yeah.
Nothing additional.
Lisa,
I have nothing.
okay. With that, take a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.
Aye.